Well, I was going to do a test pour for this old urethane foam in the boat, and then I decided that, you know, if I have a real problem, if it turns into a hard lump, I didn't want to have to chisel it out. So we're going to do a test pour right here. Got appropriate safety gear, some rubber gloves, face shield. The stuff's not going to explode, but if I drop some and it spatters, I certainly wouldn't want to get that sticky stuff in my eyes. Anyway, there's the gloves, face shield, something to mix it in. I saved these coffee cans because they're great for mixing different kinds of resins, and I don't care about throwing them away because they came free with my coffee. And here's that 10 or 15-year-old resin, and let me run and grab a couple of cups to measure it in. All right, here we go. There's our mixing thing. There's our measuring things. Who'd have thought I'd have a use for solo cups after I quit going to keg parties in college? And something to mix it with. Just a piece of metal rod bent over on the end, so it'll create some turbulence. Be nice to do this on the workbench, but all my workbenches are full of other projects. So we're going to do it here on this sheet of visqueen, and hopefully it'll overflow. And hopefully if it does overflow, the visqueen contains the overflow. I'll probably need a pair of pliers to get these open. Oh, and something to pry out that metal cap. I'll be back in a minute. Since I'm going to be prying and beating and turning, I guess I better put these on. Hey. Alright, it says equal parts part A and part B. So that's what we're going to do. I suspect this is going to be a total flop. Well, that popped out easy enough, although I'm not sure I'm going to get the cap back on easily. Okay. Now let's see if we can get equal part of the other part. All right, that was pretty easy. Let's put the cap back on so we don't kick it over and make a giant mess. If we kick it over, it will just drip and make a little mess. It says you've got a really, really short time to work with this, depending on which resin you look up. I wasn't able to find this exact resin online, but then again, this stuff's 10 years old, and that's kind of the whole point of this test, is to see if this ancient resin is worth anything, or if I should just throw it away. Well, I think that's about it. It looks like we got about 20 times expansion. I think the level, this was poured in a container this size. They're both the same size container. And I think that 2-part resin was filled to about there when I was mixing it. Maybe just a hair higher. And if you just go vertically, that's at least 12 times plus this. So I'd say got a good 20 times expansion. I don't know if that's what it was originally supposed to do, but I think that's good enough to be useful. And it's just barely tacky now. Doesn't stick to my finger. So I guess that's it. I guess we can assume that old, and I do mean old, American Micro Industries 2-pound density part A and B urethane foam is still usable after a bunch of years. I'll flash it up. Oh, right here it says 25 to 30x liquid expansion. I think we got at least 20, so that's not bad. And I'll flash it on the screen how many years it's been since I worked on the tin can too, because that may have been when I bought it. That's it. That's all there is. Means it does last longer than their estimated shelf life. It just might not be quite as good as if it was brand new and fresh.